how women control men. Now we know the basics. When I'm talking about by manipulation, by, text you 10 hours later and getting you to double text to get you to invest even more into her, or by flaking on dates, not showing up or canceling the date, the same date that the date is on, to try to get you to invest more or try to raise your interest. We know the basics, how women control men through manipulation. But another way women control men, and this has to do with you as a man. This don't really have to do nothing. This don't have to do nothing with the woman. How women control men is when you lack, as a man, self-control. Let me say this again. How women control men is when men lack self-control. What I mean by that? You asking yourself, what you mean by that, Coleman? When you become desperate for her, yeah. And you feel like you gotta do something to get her, you gotta prove yourself to get her, you lacking self-control. When you feel like you gotta put in all the work, you lacking self-control. When you feel like you gotta double text her, you gotta simp for her, you gotta be a beta male provider for her, you gotta pay for all these dates just to smash, you lack self-control. And that's giving women control, because you're doing what that woman wants you to do. See, that's what she wants you to do. Pay for dates, be a beta male provider, double text her, be thirsty, give all the attention, give all the validation that she doesn't necessarily need. Fill her ego up. Send her good morning text, good night text. Compliment her, like all her posts. That's what the woman wants. This is how women control men, because men are lacking self-control. You got to gain self-control as a man. You got to master self-control first. If you do not master self-control as a man, you're going to do what that woman wants. Yeah, that beautiful woman, you're going to do what she wants every single time. And guess what? She's controlling you because you're doing what she wants you to do. You're doing what she wants you to do. This is how women control men, because men are lacking self-control. So you give her the power when you lack self-control. And as a man, you're supposed to have self-control as a man. You're supposed to have self-control as a man. No excuses. Of course, it's going to take time to develop self-control. You're not going to get it as soon as you turn, 17 or 18. You might not get it then. You might do. But to gain self-control, it takes time. It takes great discipline. You got to have self-control in your emotions. It's a, internal job. You got to have self-control within. You got to work on yourself from within to be able to control the things from without. In order to, for you to be in control of that woman, you got to have self-control from within. First, for you to be able to control her. Because you're supposed to be the leader. But this is how women control men, because a lot of men are lacking self-control. You want to smash so bad. You want to smash that beautiful woman with those curves. You want to smash her so bad. You lacking self-control because, your urges. You can't control your urges. You can't control your feelings. You got to be able to control your feelings as a man. A woman wants a man that have self-control. She likes that. She like a man that have self-control. She doesn't want a man that's acting like her. See, she's all out of whack. She can't control her emotions. She can't control her feelings. But you as a man, you're supposed to be able to do that. And it's going to take time. But this is how women control men. Because the men are lacking self-control. You're not controlling this down here. You're not controlling your slap. So you lacking self-control. And you're going to end up every single time supplying that woman's narcissism. Getting married, that's what a woman wants. Because it supplies her narcissism even more. Because you have to take care of that woman then. Most definitely you have to take care of her. Most definitely you're going to be a beta male provider. But this is the problem. You guys are lacking self-control. This is how women control men. Y'all dudes made butt so important that these women are forgetting that they're ugly. A lot of these women are forgetting that they're ugly because y'all made butt, her curves, her body so important. The female body, that's a shame, man. But this is the problem with a lot of you guys. We need to work on ourselves as men. This is why you keep getting used. This is why you keep getting played with. This is why you keep, being interested in women that's not interested into you. And you end up doing all the investing because you're lacking self-control. You want to smash so bad. You want that woman in your bed. You want to clap them cheeks. You want to clap those cheeks so bad. You will lose control. And start spending money on these women like crazy just to smash. And then you get mad when it doesn't happen. When you pay for 3 to 6 days just to smash, and then you call her up or text her and say, can you come over? And then she'll hang up the phone or use an excuse or text you and you use an excuse. Then you get mad. You can't get mad, brother. You lack self-control. But that's how women gain control. When men lack self-control, women, they can so easily gain control. Especially when a man, sexual desires, you can't hold yourself. You can't control your feelings. You can't control your urges. She can manipulate you extremely easily. Especially if you thirsting for that woman. I mean, not just having interest. I'm talking about you have a hot interest. This is how women control men. You start doing whatever that woman says. You don't even really know that woman. You will take her to a 5-star restaurant. You will spend $100 on her. You don't even know her. All because you lack self-control and you think you're going to smash. But you giving her control. You giving her power. You shift the weight over it. You guys got to gain self-control, man. Because it's bad out here enough. Most guys don't have self-control when they come down to their sexual desires and lust for these women that don't look all that. They just have on makeup. And you guys automatically just, lose control when you see a beautiful woman with curves. Then you start giving her power. You start giving her control. You start doing what she says. She say, oh, you set up a date and then she'll text you. But, okay, I'll go on a date with you. But can we go here, please? And then you say, yes, we'll go there. Because you lacking self-control. You lacking self-control. Thinking you going to smash. And then when you pay for the date and then you tell her to, come over to your house the next day or the next, couple of days, then she ghosts you. You know why? Because you lack self-control. But this is how women control men. Because a lot of you men, y'all are weak mentally. You weak. If you lacking self-control, you can't control yourself down here. This is why a lot of you dudes, listen to these dating coaches and spend tons and tons of, money on these beautiful women or these women just in general. And then you end up not getting nothing out of it. Because you lacking self-control. Dating coaches, they not teaching you this. But this is the problem. So I hope you guys got something out of this video. This is how women control men. When men lose control, women gain control. Especially when you become thirsty and desperate for that woman just to smash. So you start supplying her narcissism and you start doing what she wants, but not knowing that you headed for a fall and you're going to lose that investment because a lot of times these women are not interested in you. They just want you to supply their narcissism. And you guys fall for it every single time. You give up control, you give up power because you lack self-control down here when it comes down to your sexual desires. Gain control, man, and you will be all right. Hope you guys got something out of this video. It's Coleman.